Hello again, back with another book. This one is The Plague of Kavronax. It is arguably my only standalone. It still has threads that tie into the Forgotten Tale mainly, and the Forgotten Tale takes place in the Territorial War universe. But you don't need to read any other book to understand this book. And you can read this book and the tie-ins are loose at best, but they make sense if you read all the books. However, this was when my writing style shifted a little bit. When I started The Plague of Kavronax, it was the very first homebrew Dungeons and Dragons campaign that I had ever done. I made up a world and a kind of a decent storyline, and the whole thing, start to finish, is between the covers. The characters are interesting, diverse. Fantasy elements, high fantasy, take much more prevalence starting in this book. Like elves and dwarves. There's much more of that. It's not just Paxanthians. There's still monsters. There's still a dragon. Dragon, is the main protagonist. I think it's a lot of fun. I think the story is great. I think it's much more character development on a smaller scale. Because again, when I started this book, it's similar to the Legends of old in the fact that it follows just a small group of people, and it tells their story and their history, their tendencies, their personality slowly unwind, as the pages turn. And again, I feel like this is where my writing style shifted kind of hard to what it is today. The Forgotten Tale is similar to this in the terms of the high fantasy and just the way I write the story in general. So yeah, if you like action, you like fantasy, like dragons, magic, this is it. This is the one. It is the longest book I've ever written. This book is nearly 100,000 words. It is a very long book. But it's because it tells the entire story. And it didn't make sense to split it into two. It felt right putting it in one whole book, one entire homebrew campaign immortalized. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed writing it. It took me a long time to write it because it took a long time to run the campaign. But yeah, it features Drakthum, Volin, Solvana, Balasar, and Tuk. Those are your main people. And if you want to know more about them, what they do, you'll have to read the story. But yeah, that's it for this one. Y'all have a good one.